everybody, good morning. This is Jean here, Jean Truelove from Truelove Quilts for You. I have walked down, I have not hobbled, I have not limped. I've walked down to the creek through our property, which Ian is trying to make a path down to the creek. I just wanted to give you a little bit of an update on how I'm doing. You've all been so kind. I believe one of the last videos I put up, I was rather hobbling. I had had a fall. I was hobbling, and I was really hurting. I must say it was a nasty fall, and I got so many very kind comments. Hope I'm feeling better. I have not been back in my sewing room. I'm still mending, but I just thought I would give you an update. I am getting better. I came down here. I'm looking around because the path is not cleared yet. And not the first time I ventured outside, but the first time I ventured down here. And as I was walking, as you can see, our house is that way, but as you can see, this is thick woods. It has greened up now, thick woods, very unkempt woods, because as you know, this area has flooded many times. But as I was coming, as I was walking down this way, I saw my deer. There's a herd of deer that are in these woods. They come on our property and then go to the park, a huge park. I feed them, and they're just lovely. They're just lovely. I don't feed them out near the road. I feed them out back. But yeah, so I'm feeling a lot better. Like I said, I've not gone into my sewing room. I'm trying to heal. My fall was pretty bad. I didn't have to go to the chiropractor. I thought I would, but I've been really taking it steady and doing a lot of stretching, and I'm pretty upright now. And but I'm still doing ice on my hip. But yeah, I feel very good. But I just wanted to let you know that Maxwell had gone on his quadding trip with 7 of his brothers and just a few others. Ian and the boys were all loading up last week, and oh my word, I'm glad I wasn't there. Actually, I'm glad I wasn't there to see the loading up. I'm going to put a tiny little, just 2 or 3 pictures. They've taken dozens and dozens of pictures apparently. Maxwell of his own accord had said, Mom, I don't think I should take the GoPro. I have a GoPro. And he's like, oh, can I take your GoPro? Well, it's a very expensive piece of equipment, and even though I don't love it, I thought, well, he, before the quadding trip, came to his own conclusion, like, oh, I don't think I should take the GoPro, Mom, for whatever. Well, I'm glad he didn't take the GoPro. Let me just say, our boys are fearless. But everything was okay. Actually, my one brother went, and he's older than me, so he went with another older friend, but they still went on a side-by-side. And the general consensus is, as Ian went to go pick up Maxwell's quad last night when they came home, the general consensus was, Mom, you need to go. Mom and Dad need to go. And I used to ride motorcycles and dirt bikes, actually. So I know what I'm doing, but I'm like, we're a little bit old. And Ian said, well, we would have to get in practice. We would not be on a quad like Maxwell's quad, or like our boys. There's what's called a side-by-side, and it almost has like a steering wheel. It is like a glorified golf cart. Well, it's not. It's more of a ute, a utility vehicle. But the trails were just awesome. And I said, and the boys were like, oh, please go. 7 of our kids went. 3 of them couldn't. The 2 oldest and Malia, our daughter, couldn't go. But yeah, I don't have the pictures of all of the let's see, Jordan and Dominic and Jump here took tons of pictures. Maxwell, I think he was a bit overwhelmed. He only took a couple of pictures, and they're the ones I have. But I'm going to be making a video of his quadding trip. Hopefully I'll have a lot more pictures of Maxwell and the boys. But right now I just want to show you, I'm just going to put up a couple pictures as a preview of our brave boys and how they actually made it. They made it. Our one son has tons of equipment, tons of flatbed tray. Well, all of our kids are in construction, so they have flatbed trailers and dump trailers and all sorts of things like that. Well, our one son, as you will see the picture, he has a flatbed trailer that has trailered his and he has a large boat, and he has pulled his boat with his vehicle, but he has a flatbed trailer, and they got 5 quads on the trailer. 5. And even Ian, I wasn't there to help them, to see them load up, I should say, not help them. But even Ian was like, oh my word. But it was fine. He has a really, really powerful Mercedes SUV that pulled them. He said absolutely no problem whatsoever. I said, okay, if we go, I'm flying. No. But yeah, that might be a trip in the future. They said you must forgive me. I'm walking through this scrub here. Yeah, that might be a trip though. That would be, and I would take my GoPro and I would video. Can you imagine Ian and I, these old people bringing up the rear? But Maxwell, I think at one point, when he was describing it, he was overwhelmed because these are experienced quad drivers. Maxwell's not. He tools around our property here, but he was fine. Our boys really looked after him. They assured us they had called. They didn't have real good reception at one point, but they had called. They're like, Mom, he's doing fine. He's doing well. Making sure he's taking his medication. He's eating properly. They would stop if he was getting a bit overwhelmed with the noise. Although he had noise protectors, he had goggles, he had the whole 9 yards. I'm like, the only thing that annoyed me slightly was I had bought him rain gear. They got filthy, muddy from head to toe. And our son Jordan had said, Mom, you want to pack the oldest clothes Maxwell has, because we're probably throwing them away. They didn't. They bought them back in trash bags, but caked in mud. But I had bought him a set of rain gear called frog togs, which are really quite good. Breathable. They're breathable so they don't get all sweaty. Breathable and a really nice rain gear. I bought him trousers and a jacket. Well, immediately, and Jordan's like, oh, I'm gonna borrow that. I'm like, no, you're not. No, you're not. They're Maxwell's, right? So anyway, I came back and I said, did you use your frog togs? He said, oh yeah, Mom, they were wonderful. He said, but I had to throw away my the pants. I said, why? They had gotten ripped. And I'm like, hello, do you know anybody who sews? I could have washed them and sewed them. They weren't that expensive, but he was all sort of wide-eyed. I'm like, never mind. But next time, but anyway, he had a wonderful, wonderful time. This is just a little mini preview. I just want to tell you folks, your prayers and your thoughts have helped me. I've taken it easy. I think I will go back into my sewing room. It's been 3 weeks now, and I'm going to be working on my Jean's block party quilt. So I just wanted to say hello, and yeah, it's cold out here. It was 34 degrees in Pennsylvania. I'm like, what in the world is going on? It's an unseasonably cold May. It's nice and green, as you can see. It's lovely and green here. Lovely birds. Again, you're gonna get sick and tired of me showing you birds or hearing birds, right? But yeah, it's pretty. Yeah. Maybe I'll see my deer and I'll be able to photograph them. A whole herd. They come real close. What bird is that? Yeah, lovely. All right, folks, have a good day. Bye-bye.